Touch, of course, is the primary method of interaction with iPad. To enhance what's possible with multi-touch and to allow for a new level of precision with iPad Pro, we've designed Apple Pencil. This began by re-engineering the touch subsystem of the display to measure both finger and stylus input on the same plane with optimal accuracy. When you're using the Pencil, the system scans twice as often, allowing iPad Pro to capture more points in a single stroke. Highly responsive sensors built into the tip of Apple Pencil work with the iPad Pro display to detect position, force, and tilt. With force data, you can press lightly to get a thin stroke or press harder to get a darker, bolder stroke. Signals emitted from two locations in the tip calculate the angle and orientation to produce broad or shaded strokes. Its unique tip signature allows it to be used simultaneously with your finger. And with incredibly low latency, it has a responsiveness that feels like a true writing or drawing instrument. While its battery lasts for hours of use, a Lightning connector lets you recharge by plugging directly into iPad Pro. Apple Pencil is designed to look and feel like a familiar tool. Yet with its carefully engineered technology, working with our most advanced multi-touch display, it delivers something extraordinary. Precision that actually gives you the ability to touch a single pixel. With iPhone and multi-touch, we introduced a whole new way to interact with technology. Tapping, swiping, and pinching have forever changed the way we navigate and experience our digital world. Until now, these gestures have been defined by a singular plane in two-dimensional space. For iPhone 6s and 6s Plus, we're introducing an entirely new interaction and a whole new dimension to the way you experience your iPhone. It's made possible by a technology called 3D Touch. This is the next generation of multi-touch. For the first time, along with recognizing familiar gestures, iPhone also recognizes force, enabling new gestures, peek and pop. "3D Touch" works on the home screen, giving you shortcuts to the things you do frequently. It also works inside applications themselves. Press lightly, and it gives you a peek at the content. Continue pressing, and it pops you into the content itself. Sensors embedded in the display read how hard you're pressing and react in a smooth, linear way. This is a dynamic system, deeply integrated into iOS 9. You can dip in and out of where you are without losing a sense of your context. It provides distinct, tactile feedback for your actions, letting you know exactly what you've done and what to expect. While the way that you use 3D Touch is simple, the engineering behind it is some of our most advanced. At its heart are capacitive sensors integrated into the backlight of the Retina HD display. With each press, these sensors measure microscopic changes in the distance between the cover glass and the backlight. These measurements are then combined with signals from the touch sensor and accelerometer to provide fast, accurate, and continuous response to finger pressure. For a truly communicative experience, we had to develop a more precise level of haptic feedback. While the vibrating system on a typical phone requires 10 or more oscillations to reach full power, the Taptic engine in iPhone 6s reaches peak output in just one cycle and stops just as quickly. This allows us to create shorter, more distinct feedback events, like a mini tap lasting just 10 milliseconds and a full tap which lasts 15 milliseconds. Perhaps more than any other system we've designed, 3D Touch is a clear example of how hardware and software developed together can work to define a singular experience. This is the next generation of multi-touch. It makes this iPhone the most advanced iPhone we have ever created. With its scale, with the way you use it, iPad has always been uniquely immersive. To amplify this, to put it on a much larger scale, we designed iPad Pro. It begins with a 12.9-inch Retina display on an iPad that remains remarkably thin and light. With 78% more screen area, iPad Pro not only transforms your viewing experience, it enables new ways of creating and sharing. To give multi-touch a greater level of precision, we completely re-engineered the touch subsystem, increasing the sensitivity of the sensors and doubling the touch refresh rate. It's actually the most advanced display we've made, and with 5.6 million pixels, it has the highest resolution of any iOS device. This is the first iPad to automatically adjust the number of times the display is refreshed, depending upon what's on the screen. This leads to greater energy efficiency and the all-day battery life you'd expect. Driving its high level of performance is the powerful A9X chip. It was specifically designed for iPad Pro and to meet the demands of a much larger display. Its size lets you do and see more, and its precise multi-touch technology allows for new forms of input while enhancing the capabilities of iOS 9. To produce a rich audio experience within this device's thin profile meant developing an entirely new 4-speaker architecture. For the first time, the speaker housing is machined directly into the unibody enclosure and sealed with a carbon fiber cap. Its 4 speakers give iPad Pro a powerful acoustic output and dynamic range that far surpasses its size. With people using iPad in more and in different ways, we wanted to enhance its flexibility. To do this, we've developed a new technology. Its magnetic contacts relay both power and data bidirectionally. So you can easily connect compatible accessories without the need for Bluetooth or batteries. iPad Pro enables tools and interactions that just haven't been possible before. iPad continues to transform the way we do things. Our goal in designing iPad Pro was to engineer a device that allows you to be more productive, more creative, at an entirely new scale.
Welcome to Apple Watch. It's our most personal device yet because it's the first one you actually wear. It works seamlessly with your iPhone, but it's a whole new kind of experience. To make the best use of its size, it has some amazing new interactions and technologies. They make Apple Watch super easy to use when you're on the move. And since it's right there on your wrist, it's ideal for brief interactions. It lets you quickly do things you're used to doing on your phone, but in a more convenient, less obtrusive way. It can even do other things that simply weren't possible with your phone, like give you a discreet tap when you receive a notification, or monitor your heart rate. To tell you more, we've created a series of guided tours. In this one, we'll give you an introduction to Apple Watch. To activate your watch, you don't even have to touch it. Just raise your wrist and it wakes up. That's it. To turn off the display, simply lower your wrist. Your experience with Apple Watch starts with the watch face. You can customize the design, as well as add additional pieces of useful information, like the weather, your calendar, or a snapshot of your physical activity. You can tap on any one of these to go to the corresponding app. You can access other timely information from your watch face with two simple gestures: swiping up and swiping down. Swipe up to see glances, which are bite-sized snippets of the content you check most often. Tapping on any glance opens the full app. Swipe down to see and act on your missed notifications. To see all of your apps in one place, you press this, the Digital Crown. The Digital Crown is a revolutionary input device and as integral to Apple Watch as the click wheel was to iPod. Let's take a look at how it works. Scrolling with your finger on the screen covers up the information you're trying to see. But when you rotate the Digital Crown, you can navigate fluidly and precisely without obstructing your view. And you can go as slowly or as quickly as you want. You can also use it to make fine adjustments, such as setting a timer, adjusting your daily move goal in the Activity app, or customizing the design of a watch face. And because pinching to zoom isn't practical on a display this size, turning the Digital Crown lets you easily magnify content. You can also press and hold the Digital Crown to access Siri. Or you can simply say, "Hey Siri," and use just your voice. "Hey Siri, remind me to email Bob." Another important feature of Apple Watch is the pressure-sensitive display. Too many buttons would clutter the screen, so you can press firmly, like this, to access additional controls. This new technology is called Force Touch. In Maps, it's how you search for a location. In Messages, it brings up reply options. In Workout, it's the way you end your session. Apple Watch has only one other button, here next to the Digital Crown. And it serves a really important purpose. Pressing it from anywhere takes you right to the people you like to connect with most. You can make a call, send a message, or use a brand new feature called Digital Touch to send a sketch or a tap and even share your heartbeat. And that's your intro to Apple Watch. You're going to have a lot of fun using it, especially now that you've seen how easy it is.